Io che mando.
Vijaya Prabhu ki jai. Jai, jai, jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Hare Hare.
Hari, Hari.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Please accept our humble obeisances. All
Please
glories
accept
to
our
Srila
obeisances.
Prabhu. Okay, let's sit here somewhere here.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamnatira Vanachari Munatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Kunjabi Hari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Looks like you Prabhus are on a nature walk.
Yes, Prabhu, we actually have a beautiful site here. This is Inspiration Point. Lake Tahoe is just right there.
Oh yeah. Okay, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number, what is it, 36? 36? 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. 36. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 This morning written Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 36. Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan Hari Sarvada Protavya Giritavascha Smartavyo Bhagavanana Tasmat Sarvatmana Sarvatmana Rajan Hari Sarvatra Sarvada Shrotavya Kivitavyascha Smartavya Bhagavanana
Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan
Sarvatmana Rajan
Hari Sarvatra Sarvada
Hari Sarvatra Sarvada
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
Smartavyo Bhagavan Prinam
Smartavya Bhagavan Pranam
Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan
Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan
Hari Sarvatra Sarvada
Hari Sarvatra Sarvada
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha
Smartavyo Bhagavan Prinam
Smartavya Bhagavan Pranam Tasmat
Tasmat
Therefore
Therefore
Sarva
Sarva
all Atmana
Atmana
soul
Soul
Rajan
Rajan
O King
Okay
Hari
Hari
the Lord
Lord
Sarvatra
Sarvatra
everywhere
Everywhere
Sarvada
Sarvada
always
Always
Shrotavya
Shrotavya
must be heard Kirtitavya
Kirtitavya
glorified
Glorified
Cha
Cha
also
Also
Smartavya
Smartavya
be remembered
Be remembered
Bhagavan
Bhagavan
personality of Godhead
Personality of God
Nunam by the human being
By the human being
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O King, it is therefore essential that every human being hear about, glorify, and remember the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, always and everywhere. Purport. Srila Sukadeva Goswami begins this verse with the word tasmat, or therefore, because in the previous verse he has already explained that there is no auspicious means for salvation other than the sublime process of Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga process is practiced by the devotees in different methods like hearing, chanting, remembering, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, worshipping, praying, rendering service in love, becoming friendly, and offering all that one may possess. All 9 methods are bona fide methods, and either all of them, some of them, or even one of them can bring about the desired result for the sincere devotee. But out of the 9 different methods, the first one, namely hearing, is the most important function in the process of Bhakti Yoga. Without hearing sufficiently and properly, no one can make any progress by any of the methods of practice sufficiently and properly. Sufficient means a lot. We got to hear a lot, and we got to hear properly. Not like sometimes when reading and fall asleep. Right? Or you're reading and and nothing sinks in. The mind's, this is boring for the mind. Come on, let's think of something else. Rascal mind. And for hearing only, all the Vedic literatures are there, compiled by authorized persons like Vyasadeva, who is a powerful incarnation of Godhead. And since it has been ascertained that the Lord is the super soul of everything, he should therefore be heard and glorified everywhere and always. That is the specific duty of the human being. When the human being gives up the process of hearing about the all-pervading personality of Godhead, he becomes a victim to hearing rubbish transmitted by man-made machines. Yeah, they got to hear something. Right? Nature, we got to hear something. We got to do something. We're not hearing about Krishna. We're going to hear about some nonsense, waste time. So we have such nice things to hear. I mean, I was speaking to a couple of brothers yesterday. They're from India, and the older brother said, "Yeah, we don't believe in God." Well, so I said, "We can't say that there's no God." So I gave him the example of what's his name, 17th century philosopher, Blaise Pascal. Pascal's waiting. Pascal's waiting. So I told him, there's only 4 ways you can go. There's God, and you serve God. There's God and you don't serve God. There isn't God, and you serve something that you think exists. And there isn't a God and you don't serve God. Those are the only 4 ways that you can go. I said, now if there is a God, and you don't serve it, then could be a heap of trouble. And yeah, good one. They were kind of smart guys. So then I said, yeah, we have intelligence so that we could investigate. So it's important to investigate whether there's a God. If there is a God, then it's an important part of our life. There is a God, part of it. All right, good point. And he ended up taking books and gave a nice explanation. He did. But yeah, people, I said, there's different concepts of God. Like I grew up a Christian, and their concept of God is completely wrong. Yeah, if someone is sent for you, they go to hell, and God just tortures them for the rest of their of eternity. You go to hell, and you just suffer for the rest of eternity. I said, no, that's not God. That's not nonsense concept of God. God is not so cruel. And God is he's the most compassionate. And compassion is it's a wonderful quality. So God is the most compassionate. So no, I mean, there is a hell. If we commit some sin, yeah, we do some suffering and do our time, then we get another chance. I appreciate that. And then I said, and Krishna is so liberal that if you're just a very good person, if you're in the mode of goodness, and you're just a very good natured person, Krishna appreciates that. You can go to the heavenly planets, even if you don't believe in God. You're just a very good person. So I said, Krishna, he's pretty cool. He's a cool God. So they appreciate it. So this is actually the position. Krishna is the coolest God. He's the most wonderful. He's the most attractive. He's the best musician. Yeah. Everything about Krishna is he's the wisest. Yeah, Krishna he's cool. So they were pretty happy. Hopefully they'll come. I invited over somebody. So let's see what happens. Machinery is not bad because through the machine one can take advantage of hearing about the Lord. But because machinery is used for ulterior purposes, it is creating rapid degradation, especially now, social media. Rapid degradation in the standard of human civilization. It is said here that it is incumbent upon the human beings to hear because the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are made for that purpose. Living beings other than the human beings have no ability to hear such Vedic literatures. If human society gives itself to the process of hearing the Vedic literature, it will not become a victim to the impious sound vibrated by impious men who degrade the standard of the total society. Hearing is solidified by the process of chanting. One who has perfectly heard from the perfect source becomes convinced about the all-pervading personality of God and thus becomes enthusiastic in glorifying the Lord. All the great acharyas like Ramanuja, Madhva, Chaitanya, Saraswati Thakur, or even in other countries, Muhammad, Christ, and others, have all extensively glorified the Lord by chanting always and in every place. Because the Lord is all-pervading, it is essential to glorify Him always and everywhere. In the process of glorifying the Lord, there should be no restriction, time and space. This is called Sanatana Dharma. And so this is our forefathers here in America. They're actually very God conscious in the Constitution. That said, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equally, endowed by their Creator with the opportunity for life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Axiomatic truth. We hold these truths to be self-evident. In other words, it doesn't have to be proved by any other source. It's just self-evident that all men are created equally. I was speaking to a black person yesterday and explaining this. He was very appreciative. Our original photographs, so some of these people who wrote that they had slaves. Unfortunately, it was a thing of the time. But yeah, we're all equal spiritually. Materially, we're all so different. Some of us are stronger than others, more intelligent than others. But spiritually, we're all basically the same. I mean, some are more spiritually advanced. That's there, but we're all spirit souls. In the process of glorifying the Lord, there should be no restriction of time and space. This is called Sanatana Dharma or Bhagavad Dharma. Sanatana means eternal, always and everywhere. Bhagavat means pertaining to Bhagavan, the Lord. The Lord is the master of all time and space. And therefore the Lord's holy name must be heard, glorified, and remembered everywhere in the world. that will bring about the desired peace and prosperity so eagerly awaited by the people of the world. The word cha includes all the remaining processes or methods of bhakti yoga as mentioned above. Om Jnana Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksham Munatam Vinatvat Shri Yat Kripa Tadaham Bande Siguram Yunadhanam Vanchikalpatubhischa Kripa Sindhudevacha Patitanam Pavali Vaishnavi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Bhakti Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Janma Karma Chaledriya Eva Yoga Tattva Chakradeham Pranarjanma Nakima Prantisvojana. Anyone who understands the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world. So, the goal of the human form of life is to understand who we are, first of all, that we're very insignificant specks, and to understand Krishna, the activities of Krishna. Fortunately, Prabhupada has brought us the activities of Krishna. Other than the Vedic literature, you don't hear about the activities of God. In Christianity or Judaism or any of the Abrahamic religion, there's no information. There's the burning bush. God spoke to the burning bush. Not so attractive. But we get so many amazing, wonderful activities. Krishna, he comes and he has his childhood activities, these beautiful childhood activities, which are mainly for his devotees. But then, even when he was a child, he was killing demons. Putana, he was just like a few months old. Which she was a baby killer. Terrible. But Krishna, upon her trying to kill him, he killed her. And Krishna, he's very kind. So he just took the essence, oh, she wants to be my mother. Isn't that nice? So in the next life, she became a nurse in the spiritual world, the local Vrindavan. But that's pretty nice. Someone tries to kill you, and you're given one of the highest positions in all of the creation. So this is Krishna. Now, a lot of times it's hard for people to understand Krishna's activities. For instance, Krishna, he was known as Makanchor. He was a thief. God's a thief. You believe God's a thief? He likes butter. He steals butter. Now, ultimately, he's not a thief because he creates all the butter. He creates the cows. He creates everything. So he's not stealing anything. But they're so attractive. Krishna's, it's like when Krishna and his friend, they were in one house and there was an elderly gopi sleeping on the couch. So Krishna crawls in with his friends and he sees his elderly Mataji sleeping. He turns back. Shh. She wasn't sleeping yet. She was just feigning sleep. So then she was smiling, just knowing that Krishna is there in her house, stealing butter. So they appreciated actually that Krishna would go to their to their home and steal butter. But what he mainly stole is he would steal the hearts. He would steal the hearts of his devotees. And that's what we want. We want our heart to be stolen by Krishna. We just be absorbed. Krishna, nothing in our heart, in our mind of Krishna. Won't that be nice? Nothing in our mind, nothing in our heart but Krishna. And then Krishna, he was in Vrindavan, and the boys had drank some water, and they fell unconscious because there was a demon killing it. So Krishna, he went to conquer this Kaliya, and he was dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. How long was he in the coils? Kaliya? 2 hours. 2 hours. And by then, so many of the residents, because they saw bad omens, something's not right. And Balaram isn't with Krishna. So Balaram's not there, so that's not good. He's not being protected by Balaram. So somehow they went, Krishna's footprints are there because nobody touches the footprints of Krishna. And Vrindavan, so they just follow the footprints. And when they saw Krishna in the coils of Kaliya, it was devastating. And Yasoda wanted to run in to the Jamuna and save Krishna because she's thinking that he's just a little boy and he's in danger. I gotta help him. So Balaram said, no, it's okay. Everybody's in anxiety, but Balaram's he's kind of like smiling. It's okay. He's having fun. It's okay. He's playing with a snake. So he's dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. But what saved Kaliya was the devotees. Were devotees of Krishna. The wives were devotees of Krishna. So they prayed to Krishna, please spare our husband. So because he had wives that were devotees, which is interesting, they didn't know anything about Krishna, right? They were devotees of Krishna. And because of that, he was saved. The Acharyas say that just as Krishna was dancing on the hoods of Krishna, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is dancing on our tongue, and all the poison is being removed. What's the poison? Lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, all those things. When we chant Hare Krishna, the poison is being removed. I was in Fiji. Prabhupada said that Kaliya had gone to Fiji, and we have a temple there, Kaliya Krishna temple. And there's some rumor of even amongst the locals of snake, a big snake. So this is it's difficult to understand the pastimes of Krishna. It's like sometimes people they criticize because Krishna he danced with so many gopis. Some of them were married, some of them were unmarried. And the way the Christians would go to India and preach to them, what kind of God is this? He's going dancing with married women, having intimate affairs with married women. They would criticize, and because the people are kind of innocent, they don't know, because it was love. There was no lust in Krishna, but they wanted to dance with Krishna. The girl wanted to dance. And Krishna, he wanted to fulfill their desires. Actually, Krishna's not. He doesn't have any selfish desires. They were attracted to him, so he wanted to fulfill their desire. Then he also amazing. He stole their clothes. They were bathing, but it's said in the Vedic culture that only the husband can see the wife naked. So in this way, he was letting them know that I'm going to be your husband. And he did. He married them. So these are some of the uncommon pastimes of Krishna, which are all attractive. And Krishna explains, Vita Raga Bhaya Koda Manmaya Mohapashata Bhavo Jnana Tapasa Kutamad Bhavamagata, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in many, many persons in the past to become purified by knowledge of him. So, by hearing the pastimes of Krishna, we can become purified, completely purified, and go back to Krishna. We just got to get rid of some attachments. So, Vita, Raga, being freed from attachment. I was just listening to a lecture this morning that it's because of this attachment that we're suffering so much. And the main attachment is that we're attached to the opposite sex. Pumsak striyam vituni bhava tayo mito rigo this is the basic principle of material existence, this attraction between male and female, which ties the hearts of the two together and becomes very attached to relatives, to land, money, and all these things. It increases the illusion. So Krishna is so attractive that we can give up the attachments to these things and become attached to Krishna. Nothing else can take us away from such intense attachment in this world but Krishna. Yeah, we're trying to become attached to Krishna. And the more we become attached to Krishna, the more we become detached to the things of this world. You got to be attached to something. So we're trying to just like sometimes you hear these people that they just want to, like Buddhists, just want to become detached from everything. They meditate on nothing. That sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? It's boring. So boring. But even the trying to meditate on nothing, but that's also thinking of something. Can't stop thinking of something. So better to think of Krishna. Being free from attachment, fear. Fear is another one. There's so much fear now that the people are afraid of it. How am I going to be able to sustain myself? People are, the IT is such a big thing here. But I heard one company, they let 60,000 people off there. They laid them off. Fired. 60,000. So they're getting these jobs. They don't know if they're going to be able to keep their job. There's some anxiety. There's devotees here. Some devotees who lost their jobs. There's fear. There's fear of death. Today we're going to give a talk to senior citizens. Now it's the last part of their life. And they don't know. They don't know what's going to happen. People don't know what's going to happen at the time of it. Some people think, well, that's it. You live once, that's it. Get all the gusto you can. You only live once in life. Soul's eternal. So it's the death is the is the final exam. So it's something that to be prepared. One has to prepare for that. It's like in school, you gotta prepare. Otherwise, you get a bad grade. So we have to be prepared for that. Otherwise, bad karma. We don't know over that. So fear, vita raga bhaya, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger. Anger, because people are frustrated. What is that in the Bhagavad Gita? Krishna, he says, while contemplating the objects of the senses, one develops attachment for them. From such attachment, lust develops. From lust, anger. From anger, delusion. From delusion, bewilderment and memory. When the memory is bewildered, the intelligence is lost. And when the intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material world. So it all begins with this, with contemplating, looking. Therefore, we have to control our senses, control our eyes, control our mind. Krishna says, and the Uddhava Gita, difficult things to conquer on the mind. So we have to control the senses. And if we control the mind, then all the other senses control. So we have to pray for strength, so that we can be strong in this journey back to Krishna. But while we're on this journey, again, here we have to hear again and again about the, this is beautiful translation. O King, it is therefore essential that every human being hear about, glorify, and remember the Supreme Lord, the personality of God, always and everywhere. Always remember Krishna. Smarta Vyasaratang Vishnu Vishnu. So this is the duty. Therefore, our most important activity in this Krishna consciousness movement is to let people know about Krishna. Therefore, we're distributing books. We're trying to make a change in society, and we're doing it a little bit. Some people are taking books and they're appreciated, and some people, not so much here, but around the world, people are joining, especially in India. Just amazing. When Prabhupada first went to India, after starting the Hare Krishna movement here in the West, apparently no Indians were joining. And the boys were preaching, but they just weren't joining somehow. But then they started the college preaching. Now some temples there'd be boys waiting in line, 50 people waiting in line to join the ashram because there's no space. Chapali, and then they're still making somebody. Pune, Chapali. I heard they have 70 satellite centers around India. So sending people out, opening new temples, helping other temples, because they're making so many devotees. But when Prabhupada first started, now so many are gone. And hopefully we'll be able to get it going here as well. Krishna's mercy. So, we stop earlier. Any question, comment, or reflection?
A quick comment.
Yeah.
On that last note you made about Prabhupada trying to get the young men to join. I remember reading in the Leelamrita, he would go door to door begging families in India at that time. Families generally had more than one son, and he would just ask for only one of the sons to join his movement. and he was denied every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swamiji, well, becoming Brahmin, we need technology. We need technology. Now, they have technology, and so many Indians are here doing technology, and they're also getting fired. Big anxiety. I remember I was in Miami one time, and this Indian came and he had been fired, and the guy, I mean, he was just completely devastated. He was there doing technology, and they fired him, and he was just, I mean, he was just miserable, just suffering. So yeah, they're thinking that's the solution, but no, the solution is to be Krishna conscious. Technology is just and now we have AI, which is going to be a major problem. Already is, because so many people there. When I first came to California in '69, you never saw anybody at the street lights begging. Never. Now, so many people homeless, begging at the street lights. I was in Africa, and I was amazed. In some of the countries, you don't see nobody's begging. Everybody's being taken care of. Botswana, Botswana. Nobody's anxiety. America. Now you see women also. Never saw that just happened recently. Now you're seeing women also begging at the street light. This AI taking people's jobs. Anything from online?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. Thank you so much for the class. I like the point about death is a final exam, so we got to prepare for it. And do you have any tips, Prabhu, for people who are young, how to prepare for death, because it doesn't seem so imminent? How can we have the urgency?
Yeah, when you're young, you don't think about it. That's that's way, 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 way away. But we don't know. Young people die all the time. But yeah, try to get them to read Prabhupada's books. The only hope, reading Prabhupada's books. Otherwise, just absorb in social media and watching movies and all this wasting their life. So not easy to convince them to read Prabhupada's books, but we try our best. But that's the solution, taking to Krishna consciousness, reading Prabhupada's books, chanting Hare Krishna. This is what is most needed. It'll be
Thank you.
interesting when you give a class tonight to the senior citizens. So they're on their way out. So I'm going to explain to them, now you're on your way out. Now you've lived your life. You don't know what's going to happen. So Bhagavad Gita explains what happens. The soul is going to continue according to our karma. So we have to take this spiritual journey, get on the spiritual journey. Prepare for that time. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhupada ki?
Jai.
His
Jai
grace.
Prabhu.
Shakti.
Yeah. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Please give your blessings, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.